The first button I clicked was almost the end stream button.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm good
That
at.
would have been perfect choice.
That
Omar, can you send me a link to the? I can't find it in my bookmarks
yeah, give me
for
just
some reason. I don't know if it disappeared or what.
yeah, give me just a quick second. I'm gonna start the intros real quick and then I'll get it up for you. All right, my friends, welcome. We are experiencing only the minorest of technical difficulties that we're gonna hopefully get resolved really fast while we're doing the intros. I am, of course, Omar Krieg, your Lord and Commander of the Krieg Dominion, and your host for tonight's episode of Blood and Glory, a Pendragon campaign, a Father's Pride, episode 13. And while I play with my phone and look for links for people, let's start with my oldest son, Talus.
No.
Yes.
I don't have my food yet. Fuck off. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Oh, wow. Did he really just do that to me? All right, Ro, take it away. Ro.
So, it's been awesome. I finally got the magic set of double-bladed knitting needles so I can finish my hat that's been sitting on the coffee table.
Wow, this is, the irony is I was thinking about this. I don't know what made me think about this, but I remember like a couple of weeks ago, like 2, 3 weeks ago, not even our last session, which was 2, but the session prior to that, a week before, was, I believe, when you mentioned something about knitting a hat because you had cut all your hair off or something like that. Okay.
Yes. So
Uh,
the hat I couldn't finish because I was knitting a hat from the brim up to the top. And when you knit in that direction, you have to have double-pointed needles to knit when you get to the little rounds on the top. So yeah, I finally found bamboo needles that I like. Oh, I'm so happy.
oh, copy link. How about that?
Sadly,
Yeah.
there is no food option tonight.
What? Oh, no food? Come on.
No.
You
it's a
can't
drink
you can't
instead.
break with tradition.
It's a sugary smoothie.
I mean,
It's
aren't
only
most
consists
smoothies?
of peaches and strawberry yogurt and spinach and apple juice.
Ugh, jeez Louise, man. Rev, I sent you a DM. Check it,
I see
please.
that.
Let me know if that works.
I'll hit it up after.
Because I can't reshare with you, so I had to send you the link, and hopefully that works.
Hopefully.
Yep. Okay, so we got Rodance finally getting some needles so that she can finish her knitting project. We've got my oldest son who is bitching about not having enough food because, well, when you're young, you want to eat all the time. I don't know. That's all I got out of that.
And it's sleep, eat, video game, and repeat.
Yes, and somewhere in there we got to squeeze in work and school. That takes us to Rev, who hopefully has an interesting advert read for us. He better.
maybe.
I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be disappointed. Take it away, my friend.
Do you want a weapon that dominates
Oh
the
my
battlefield, where
Jesus
your enemy
Christ.
can't even touch you, where you'll never take another slash or stab ever again, and become an invincible force on the field of combat? Well, then come on down to Bob's Bows. We've got the best bows in all Britannia. Bows are the best weapon for offense or defense. Your axe-wielding enemy can't even touch you with your superior range. And if you buy the arrowhead from us right now, whether it's barbed, broadhead, or bodkin, we'll throw in the rest of the arrow at no additional cost. We're in downtown Salisbury, right behind the Denari General, so come on down and see us. And when you buy the bow from us, be it you, Ash, or Elm, you won't find a better deal this side of the sea. Bob's Bows, where we'll give you the shaft for free.
Oh my God. At this point, the Denari General is going to be the center focal point for Sarum, and then everything is just going to be around it. And somebody's going to come up with a map. That's what I'm waiting for at this point. Hello, my friends. I am Omar Krieg, of course. I am the game master. I run all of the characters that are not run by these 3 crazies, and I make them do weird things like, I don't know, kill my oldest son in combat. When apparently I made poor decisions on that. At least that's what it's been alleged. We'll go ahead and get started. Let me get my notes up. I don't have a nice little read-in thing or anything like that for this week's episode, mostly because we are starting a fresh year. It is now the year 488 AD. We completed Winter Phase last session, which wrapped up, of course, 487. 487 was quite an eventful year, and It definitely carries a black mark with it into the annals of history. Before we get started, though, I want to double check. Rev, how we doing with your character sheet? We getting anywhere? And either he's ignoring me or he's muted and didn't realize it.
No, I'm not. I'm not either one.
Okay.
I've got a check mark. My character sheets go here, and I can't. Just
Can't
let me
see.
open it, please.
You should. Are you logged in under the correct email?
I should be. I hope I didn't use the other email because that's got my real name in it.
No, the one I have does not. It has the same as your Discord name.
Yeah, and it shows me that I'm logged in and looking at it, and I'm looking at the other stuff. Do I just click and drag to where it says character sheets go here, and I can't actually?
You should be able to double click it open. Also for.
Okay, there it goes. There it goes. Sorry.
Yep, no worries. Also, I need you guys to hop onto the table, please.
Oh,
Oh, if you insist.
Okay.
I totally forgot about. Oh God.
You forgot about Tabletop Simulator?
Yeah.
I restarted my computer and forgot that I needed to relaunch all that again.
Ah, yes. Okay, for some reason, Rev, I'm
I
not.
should have a new character sheet in there for you.
I do not see it, and I don't know why.
It says
Oh, there it
download
goes.
complete.
There it goes. There it goes. It's in there now. I'm gonna rename it real quick.
So here's a tidbit you might not know. If you use wooden knitting needles, you also have to use wood conditioner on them.
Wood conditioner? Is that like something to make sure
Like,
your
it's
hand
literally
oils
like the
don't
same-
screw up the wood kind of thing?
It's to keep the wood properly moisturized. It's the exact
Yeah.
same conditioner you use on butcher block, cutting boards and counters.
Yes. Yes, that sounds right.
It's basically just glorified wax.
Yeah. All right. Now that as you guys are making your way onto the table, I'll go ahead and get started. As you guys may recall, there's one step in the winter phase that we generally don't do as part of winter phase, which is something to the effect of family events. And that's because I use that to kind of start the year off with a little bit of family-oriented role play. And by family-oriented, I mean something specific to your character or your character's family. I'll start at not really the top. Sir Gareth of Teesbury, who is Sir Everhard's brother-in-law through Melisande, and also was the one that killed the Saxon Thane that killed Sir Farvel. He has had a son born unto him this previous year, and it is said that Sir Gareth is ecstatically happy about. He has reportedly named his son Gorham. Sir Everhard, are you ready for your moment here? Or do you need a second or two to get resituated?
I'm connecting in.
Okay.
Does anybody remember the password?
It's pinned?
It's a joke. I'm already in.
Jesus Christ. Sometimes
Somebody has to ask it every session. So
yeah, no.
here I am
Sadly, you're not wrong.
I didn't even ask for it this time though.
No. He doesn't mean you. Somebody has to.
Hey, I had to ask myself. I just kept my mouth shut.
It was. She
Smart.
also probably remembered that it's pinned.
Okay, so I guess I'm
I remember
as
the
ready as
password.
possible for my moment in the sun.
Yeah. Alrighty.
You want me to tell everyone?
No. Shut up. Okay. First, I have a question in here because either I missed this or I overlooked it or something. Was Everhard attempting to have a child last year during our last winter phase? I feel like either I missed it, didn't write the note down, forgot about it.
So we forgot about it in session. You had me roll some dice out of session.
I did.
I thought so. Maybe I'm hallucinating.
No. It's entirely possible that I don't remember this at all. Let me look at Discord and see what's in the dice channel.
Yeah, we did some dice rolling in Discord, and you were like, nope. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. We had a rich year. Does that modifier help? And you're like, nope. You rolled so criminally, it doesn't help.
Yes, I do see you rolled that weekend, and the rolls were not so good. So, no kids for you.
Yikes.
Sorry, friend. No kids for you this year, I should say.
My
All right.
sister was distressed.
Well, I mean, not for
Or-
nothing. Rev
Not my
or
sister.
Sir Everhard spent a good chunk of the latter half of the year, more or less debilitated / recovering from his wounds during that fateful fight.
And her brother died.
Yeah, and no,
And the
I got the
guy
name.
that I
No,
crossed-
Melisande is Farvel's sister. Myrthin is Everhart's sister. I keep
Yes.
those two confused. Anyways, so if you recall, Rev, and for the viewers at home,
My brother-in-law and the man that I crossed swords with.
yeah, your aunt or aunt, as you prefer, depending on which where you're from in the country, Ronwyn had something of an affair with a young house knight named Sir Cadfael, a house knight that's sworn to the Castellan of Duplains. And as I recall now, the plan was to follow up with the Castellan and Sir Cadfael after the campaign season to resolve the fact that these children were born out of wedlock and to figure out what was going to happen between your aunt and Sir Cadfael and what the Castellans role in all that was going to be, essentially. Like, who was the house knight going to fall under? In that time, feel free. This is what I am put together, but now that I think about it, I kind of took. I may have unnecessarily taken charge of your character a little too much with this, so I'm going to present what I have, and if you're cool with it, that's fine. However, if you would rather change this up a little bit, we can figure that out too. So my notes are: while Everhart was able to attend the funeral for his friend and brother-in-law Sir Farvel, Everhart was was little able to attend to proper cleaning up of the social mess that Ronwyn and Cadfael's indiscretions had caused. A messenger, however, was utilized along with quill and paper to make certain arrangements that were made late in the year and are now in the early spring of 488 being attended to. Sir Cadfael will marry the Lady Ronwyn, and then the lady and the two daughters born from such dalliances will be brought to Castle Duplain, where Sir Roland the Castellan has sworn that she will be well looked after. What happens with Cadfael, however, the general consensus you have over conversations via messenger and maybe in person at like Christmas feast and stuff like that is that Cadfael's probably going to have some very hard work to attend to for the next year or so because of what he has done to both your family's reputation as well as the Castellans. So basically, he's going to get the shit worked out of him, unless of course you decide that you want to modify that arrangement.
Well, it was basically a matter of whose house does he fall under now? Does he still serve the Castellan,
Yes.
or does he, or as essentially him marrying into my house to a degree?
So he will remain in the service of Sir Roland, the Castellan. She and the daughters will move in with him. They will be provided some simple lodgings, sufficient lodgings, but don't expect anything extravagant, of course. They'll have everything they need. It's just won't necessarily be silk blankets. It'll be wool. I don't know. I couldn't think of a good analogy there. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, Ronwyn and the girls will be well taken care of through both Cadfael and Roland. Jesus Christ, there's so many similar names here. Anyway, your aunt and your cousins will be well looked after and well attended to. Cadfael's going to get the shit worked out of him, but he will remain in the service of Sir Roland. Any questions or objections with that?
Well, what we had discussed last time was that essentially, as he's not a landed knight, right?
No.
Okay. I am, and my family has land and title to a point. Title is in title to the land.
Mm-hmm.
And so normally in that situation, doesn't he become my house knight if he's got no claim of his own?
So what I was looking at is,
you look at other female relatives, and their husbands are house knights for if they're not landed of their own. Their husbands.
Yeah. That's how you would. That's how I think. Sir Dallin has a brother-in-law that's his house knight, his house knight because he married his sister. I think what I was looking at though was the fact that a Castellan, in this case, ranks a little bit higher than a vassal knight such as yourselves, because theoretically, not only does he have his own land, but he also has the castle, which has a certain what's the word I'm looking for here? A certain implication that you're not looking over just your land, but neighboring lands in case of hard times because you have the castle. Does that make sense, or am I rambling a little bit?
Right. But then there would need to be some sort of just compensation for not only the loss of a house knight in this unusual circumstance,
But
but
you're not losing the house knight.
I would be.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You would be. You're losing out the opportunity of having a new house knight.
Right.
I see where you're going with that. Okay.
As well as whatever services that, whatever duties my sister, services sounds wrong, but whatever duties that my sister would have had around the estate.
Okay. So, all right, yeah, we'll have Sir. Damn, what's his name? Sir Cadfell. Will join your ranks as a house knight, and he'll be provided some lodging and space for him, his new wife, his daughters, and then Sir Rollin and Sir Everhart will have to look at perhaps during the Easter feast that's coming up. We'll have to look at hammering out the specific details of who has to compensate whom. Does that work for you?
Fair enough. And well, I'm basically, there would be probably some subtle indications in any letter form of communication that I'm aware that there's something more going on here, and I'm not asking questions.
Okay. I'm making some notes. Bear with me just for a second here.
I could hear the air quotes there, Rev.
Right.
Okay, sorry. What were you? Okay, so if you're trying to say more than what you're saying, so say what you're trying to say.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that my character's aware that this is an unusual circumstance, and her, the hush hush, not talking about nature of it, that all
That led
happened,
up to everything,
secrecy
yeah.
involved, isn't traditional, or it doesn't even make sense for a knight of his standing. And I'm leaving it sort of open ended that I'm aware there's more than meets the eye with this, and my own personal opinion of what I've seen of the situation is that, what is this knight's name again?
Cadfell.
That Cadfeld is the fall guy for someone else to help them save face.
Oh, so you're wondering if Cadfell's not really the father? Maybe it was actually Sir Rollin?
Either Sir Rollin or someone
or another
the food chain.
That's, you know what? I actually like that idea. We may have to explore that at some point. I'm gonna make another note.
Because there was way too much secrecy involved here for some unlanded house knight.
Yeah, no, yeah. And also even more explains how Ronwin was able to stay away from your family lands without any sort of like overt hostility type things going on and stay in a castle for so long.
And so essentially the services of another knight are not only because I'm heavily wording that my main reason is traditional, but I would be putting some sort of subtext that it's also my fee for essentially not asking questions.
Yes. This is by not making a bigger deal out of this. This is what's going to happen. Okay. All right. So another note. Okay. All right. I feel like that pretty much closes that section out from my notes before we move on. So unless you got anything else in that regard.
There is something else that I would definitely be doing during this period that we kind of touched on, but some of that I'll message you under the table, I think.
I don't know if I like the idea of you. Never mind. That was a stupid comment to make. Don't listen to me.
I'll just reach under the table here. Hold on.
Yeah, please don't.
What the fuck?
Please don't. Please don't. All right, that takes us to Sir Dallin of Stapleford. And just to make sure I have it straight in my head, Sir Medwin is your half brother, illegitimate, who has come forward to you recently.
He is my older bastard brother.
Correct. Okay. And he just recently got married, in fact, by the good graces of you and the Earl, to Lady.
My family's tiny. I don't see the point of holding my father's indiscretions against him.
No. I hear you. So basically, for the last year, Sir Medwin has been doing everything he can to prove to whoever will listen to him that he is indeed an honorable knight, etc., etc. Because he doesn't like the idea that he's been basically classified as this low-born bastard, not worth a shit. You know, because that's the normal stigma of the era. However, unfortunately, some vicious rumors have been running rampant now that the cold winter has given way to the warm spring and promises of a bountiful harvest. It appears that, according to the many whispers of some, it appears that Sir Medwin has been having quite an illicit affair despite his recent wedding to the Lady Burnett.
Yeah, I probably would approach him directly and go like, dude, did you just after all that effort we took to get you married, the first freaking winter you have rumors? Is there any truth to this?
Absolutely not. I'm not even sure
Okay.
how they got started. I'm not even sure what I could have done. I've been here this whole time, whether
Yeah, okay.
enjoying the comforts of Burnett or I've been. Let me rephrase. I should say here because he's also been up in. I forget which manor specifically, but he's in charge of one of your manors, correct?
Yeah, he's in charge of Marston, which is one of the couple of Demence manors.
Yeah.
Our
So,
wife has been
like,
granted.
he basically he's making the argument that he literally the entire winter has been doing very little except what is expected of him around Marston, entertaining his new wife and occasionally making his way down towards your
Well,
manor.
my sister is managing the estate literally the next text over.
Yeah,
from his,
so like
I would expect them to be doing quite a bit of family activities up there.
yeah, like the rumors are running rampant. That's the one thing, and they're obviously particularly vicious in their some of their details that you're hearing. But from everything
That's
that you could,
unfortunate.
but everything that you like, anytime you check in on people that you know, because you do have at least your sister trying to keep something of an eye on him, you know, or in if not an eye, then to help him out. Everything that your people are reporting back to you, for lack of a better way to phrase it, is the rumors are completely unfounded.
Yeah, I actually want to see and backtrack who's trying to ruin his reputation already, because I will hold it against them. You don't do my family dirty, man.
No,
And they're
absolutely.
trying to do my family dirty.
Okay, do me a favor, roll intrigue for me, please. There's
Okay.
there's a dice pad down over this way.
Give me just a minute. I'm double checking my.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
looking.
that's right.
I'm looking at it too
Intrigue.
because I don't remember it off the top of my head either, and I don't have them printed out, so I can just look at them real fast. So, yeah,
Okay,
10
so
intrigue.
you said okay. Have we hit the year where we don't have reroll tokens?
I just put some right in front of you, and by right in
Okay,
front of you, I mean
so-
like right on your name.
Omar,
I'm gonna
Mhm.
roll.
Yes,
have you
Rev.
not updated his token's name? I just noticed.
I'm sorry. Oh, on Farvel. Oh yeah,
I
shit.
was gonna ask why he still has a bow. Because
Oh no, you know what? I totally hold on there. Okay, so all right, I'll deal with that in a moment. Let me finish with
He's
let
alive!
me finish that with let me finish up Sir Dallin here. Okay, so Sir Dallin rolled a 2 against a 10 for intrigue. You put out some feelers and put out the word that you want to basically you want to get to the root of who's spreading these rumors, what is their impetus or catalyst for those rumors, and what is their purpose with spreading them. Does that sound about right to what you would like to do at this point?
Yes, I want to know why these rumors are spreading.
Okay. You
Preferably, I want to know who's spreading them too.
yeah. So I will not have information for you right away. I'll have it at the next session. And we'll chalk it up to, it takes a little bit of time for some people to start digging around and figuring those things out. So I'm putting in my notes. Where did the rumors come from? Who's spreading them? And why are they spreading them? Intrigue roll was a 2 against a 10. And maybe I'll wing something in the middle of the feast. Who knows? Okay. Anything else?
Well, everybody I have is now happily married, and I'm just waiting for my family to produce bountiful children.
Bountiful children, bountiful harvest. Got it.
Yep.
Okay, Sir Vedemar. Who I need to put an icon, or not an icon, I need to put a thing on the table for you here. You have good news. Don't sit there and be like all uh-oh-y and shit.
Thank God.
You get, once I put this guy down, is he about the same
Brand
size?
new wife. Sorry.
No, this is going to be, Sir Vidamar. Oops. There you go. And then I gotta save him as Sir Vidamar so I don't lose it. Sir Vidamar dismounted. There you go. Okay, Sir Vidamar, you are on the board. No, your good news is a birth in the family. Your brother, Sir Eoric, who is a younger brother, and his wife Aelwyn have produced a daughter that they have decided to name Onwyn. It has been added to your family tracker spreadsheet deal, and you should be able to see it in there. You should see it in there when you take a look at it.
Cool.
Anything that Vidamar wants to get up to in a relatively quick, short manner. That sounds an awful lot like a no.
I'm assuming the priest.
Osgood.
Right? Osgood reached out to Vidamar saying that Farvel had sent spies to watch after his brother, yeah?
Ooh, that's a good one. I had something prepared for that, and then you went and fucking died. Give me a moment. I gotta find that particular set of notes. Hold on. It shouldn't be that hard to find, though. I think this is not the one I want. No, this isn't the one I want. So I want the one before.
I'm assuming Osgood would have reached out to Vidamar, considering he's now.
No, that makes perfect sense. It was a set of notes that I had prepared for after the campaign season and before winter phase, but of course, Farvel's death totally fucked all that up. So I've got to find it. Let's see. Here we go. As I recall, I think you basically had hired or tasked Osgood to go and find someone to follow Sir Gerbold, which is
someone reliable and
yeah,
that was
and then
that we had helped out in the past through charity or whatever.
Something like that, yeah. And unfortunately, the person that Osgood was able to put on the spot to do it, based on your dice rolls, things didn't go well. There was some bad dice rolling. So this is what I have in my notes. Ultimately, Osgood was indeed able to hire a local hunter to follow your brother. Or, well, I guess it'd be Vidamar's nephew at this point.
Yeah.
As one might expect, Gerbold went south and somewhat west into Dorset before turning into Wareham. At that point, just as he was about to board a boat bound for the continent, Gerbold turned on your tailing man and sent him home on pain of death. When this hunter returned, he brought with him a piece of paper upon which Gerbold had written, "Don't worry, brother, I will return in due time." You're the guy that you had sent out to track him down or follow him or whatever, had tried to stay on even longer. So basically, he was discovered. He was said, go home or I'm going to kill you. Take this with you. He tried to follow him even more, but this time he was found again, and Gerbold actually drew his sword on him. And it was at that point that the hunter's like, nope, I'm out. I don't have a sword. I'm done. I'm going home. So at this point, nobody knows where your I keep saying your brother, but he wouldn't be Vidamar's brother. But Osgood's reporting all this, obviously. So at this point,
So essentially, no, we don't know where he is. He drew the sword on the guy and said, "Don't worry about it. I'll be back in future notice time."
essentially, yeah, like nobody knows when or where or what or how. But basically, Sir Gerbold has said, "I'm out. Don't fucking follow me. I'll kill him. I'll send him back to you in pieces. Don't follow me. I'll come home eventually." As far as Vidamar and Osgood would know at this point, it's possible that Gerbold doesn't even know that Sir Farvel is dead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Well,
like, how long would that news possibly take to reach him?
I mean, he may have heard that some of the fighting for the Saxon raids didn't go so well, but he may or may not have heard necessarily if that Farvel specifically was killed. That would be something I would need to roll, just to, I'll do that off screen or something when I'm prepping for the next
Fair
session.
enough. Well, and also too, that's not something you'd let us know.
No, absolutely, because that's not something you guys would know until it comes up in roleplay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the last known is that he departed for the continent. And it's most likely that he's somewhere in Francia at this point, which is, of course, roughly modern day France.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm actually really amused, and I'm glad you brought that up because I totally spaced it. I forgot all about that particular line of story, I guess. All right, for the group, anything else before we move on to our next major event? Anything else? Last second. I'm going to take that as a no question mark.
Is there? Nah.
You sure?
That's a stretch. Yeah, I'm okay.
You sure? Because you sound like you had a good question.
I was gonna ask if there was any way that I could like find out what's going on the mainland, not mainland, but in Europe
And on the continent.
essentially.
Most people.
If there was anything huge going on specifically.
The last thing you guys knew about was, if you recall from a year or two ago, Praetor Syagrius had come over to Britain and was basically trying to get aid from King Uther. He was trying to convince all the lower people to basically get him on his side to then convince Uther that attacking France to get rid of, I'm going to say, the Gauls. It might be the Goths. I don't remember. It could be Huns for all I know. But basically to get rid of him and help restore and rescue, liberate what was originally, the Roman Empire / Francia lands. Which is ironic that you bring that up, because that is going to be something of a topic. Because Syagrius has not, for all intents and purposes, Syagrius is still on the island. He hasn't gone back to the continent, as far as most people know.
At this feast?
He will be, yes.
Okay. Hope he doesn't cross us. I might have to tear my Syagrius. Sorry.
Yeah. Just calm down.
It was a muscle joke.
Yeah, no, I know, I know, but I keep thinking it's like Thagrius or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's unimportant. This year's Royal Easter Feast will take place at Winchester Castle. I don't recall exactly where Winchester is. I want to say it's like the next county over, going east. So you have Salisbury, and then you have those people that don't like Salisbury. I can't think of the damn name now. Silchester, and then it's Winchester, I believe. Don't quote me on that, and I don't have the map open. But yes, court is held at Winchester Castle. Special guests include Prince Madoc, the Praetor Syagrius, whatever his name is, and the British Army. I'm not entirely sure how the entire British Army is there, but it's there. You've got some gossipy bits. You've got some news that you can gather. But more importantly, let's enter the feast. I'm going to refresh you guys on the rules because it's been a few sessions. Basically, you can spend up to 5 Libra on fine clothing and or jewelry. For every Libra spent, you get a +1 to your fashion test. You will roll fashion, and based on the results of fashion, you have a modifier on your appearance test, which in turn will determine where at the feast you sit. Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
All right. You've got tokens. You've got this year 489. Excuse me. this year, which is 488, and then you'll have 489, and then in 490, I'm going to reduce the number of tokens per session to 2. Having said all that, how much money are we spending on making
5.
ourselves look pretty?
I already marked it off.
Da-
actually, for
Dallin's like,
video.
Rotan's is like, stop talking. I've already taken the money out. All right.
I want to spend on this.
You know you want to spend all 5 so you can get as high up as you can so you can get all the
Wasn't
glory.
Sir Vidamar better looking?
It doesn't
No
matter.
offense. Oh, okay. Not really.
Remind me, how does the appearance modifier play into fashion? I forget.
So if you succeed on your fashion test, you get a
You're
plus.
closer to the salt.
Yeah, essentially.
I
No,
couldn't
I'm sorry.
recall.
I'm sorry. Let me back up. You can spend up to 5 libra on your accoutrement, what you're wearing. For every libra, you get a bonus on your appearance test based on the results of your fashion test. So basically, you get up to +5 on your fashion test based on how much money you spend. If you get a critical success, it's a +2 per libra spent. So you put, potentially a +10 on your appearance test. On a success, it's +1 per libra, and if you fumble it, it's -1 per
And
libra.
the appearance test is based off your appearance score?
Yes, it's your appearance plus
Plus your fashion.
plus the results of your fashion test.
And how much can we
What
spend? 5?
If you
5.
don't succeed on your fashion test, is that a negative to your appearance?
No, it's only a negative on your appearance if you fumble it, which would be rolling
Okay.
rolling a nat 20 on that skill.
So the fashion test is just a modifier to the appearance,
Correct.
in which you're rolling a D. I'm assuming the appearance 20 is just a standard opposed roll against your appearance score.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure that I remember how it works, and the fact that I feel like I've got an ice pick being driven into my forehead through my eye.
Yeah, I hear you. So Everhart, you got the higher glory. Why don't you go ahead and start? How much money are you gonna spend and make your fashion test roll? If I'm not mistaken, everybody has like really low fashion except maybe Vidamar, and that was only because I counseled him that he might want to put a point or 2 into it.
Into fashion?
I'm actually not spending
Oh,
that
I
much
did
on-
put stuff in
on
fashion.
appearance. I'm basically wearing like more of a very dark, somber morning outfit.
Okay.
My brother-in-law died not that long ago.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I feel like even with it being a funerary type garb, or I'm wearing this in memory of sort of thing, I feel like spending a little bit of money is still almost necessary to get the right, the right color combination or right material or whatever. So you can still
Black
apply.
foot.
Well, I mean, but black dye is not necessarily an easy thing. to
Right,
grow.
right.
And, like, it's probably
So-
not necessarily a difficult thing either, but you still got to spend some money on it. So yeah, I feel like
Okay.
if you, I feel like being fair, if you didn't want to spend the full 5, you can still get away with 2 or 3. But I'll still leave, like,
Well, I'm
it's just a
confused
matter
because
of like if you're using rough spun cloth or if you've got something more fine. Regardless of what it looks like.
Well, my fashion says 0, but I felt like nothing should start it as. I'm confused because I thought nothing started at 0.
Well, no,
Fashion
your
actually
skills.
does start at 0.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
some skills that
paladin
do
starts
start
at
at
0.
0 because it's essentially based on your race, which would be Kimric. Or well, they don't
Okay.
say race; they say culture.
Right, right.
But other games would
Yeah,
normally refer to it as race.
Actually,
Okay,
it
well,
wasn't the only skill that starts at 0. Read Latin also starts at
Yep.
0.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah,
Um,
okay, so I'm well. Fine then. I'll pull out the stops. I'm wearing the best mournful gear outfit you've ever seen.
the best material. All right, so +5 on your fashion, which is you said it was 0, so you got to roll under a 5 to succeed. I doubt you're gonna want to roll a passion on it. Excuse me. I mean, you could if you really wanted to, but I feel like that would almost be counterintuitive to showing up in funerary garb.
Well, I mean, I was actually thinking about
Or loyalty family.
love of family. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could work with that.
All right. So I guess we'll do the D20 against the 15 first.
Yeah, that's a 6. That's a 20.
No, see, that's a 2.
That's a D6 is what I meant. All right, you got a plus 10.
Okay. So now I'm rolling against a 15 for the fashion.
Correct.
Now, my passion would also count for my appearance roll, yeah?
We're really stretching it, but you know what? I'll allow that. I'll allow it.
Well, what I'm guessing is for honor and family, how long does is it just strictly for the...
Okay, you know what? You're right. You're trying to pull off a really respectful look. Like you were trying to wear the okay. So you're trying to wear the finest materials and garments that you can, but you don't want to look overly exceptional or anything because it's still trying to be respectful to Farvel. So for your fashion, yes. For your appearance, no.
Okay.
Because the
so
appearance
that-
ties directly to how everybody else sees you going into the
Right.
feast. Whereas right now
So-
for the fashion test, it's
Well,
a matter of
my-
looking
my-
good.
My larger question is, in combat, there's a certain number of rounds that
Yes.
your passion lasts.
Yes, because
So, is there a certain amount of time in the feast that I can still call on this bonus, or is it strictly for the
so
appearance entrance?
generally speaking, when you do your passion test, it's good for the event in which it is used for. For
Okay.
combat, what I do is, in order to make things a little bit more interesting and to add a little bit of tension or drama, is I limit it based on a random number, 1 through 6 or whatever.
So this plus 10 is basically, unless it's something very out of character, something that you can't say, no, there's no way that honors family, it would apply to anything at the feast, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, what this would do is, what I'm going to do in this particular case, because it can be situational and I have a little bit of leeway there, I feel like it would be more appropriate only for this initial fashion test and not so much for the appearance. I feel like in this case, the appearance test is to make your outfit look pleasing to what you're shooting for, what your intent is. But once you go into the appearance, it's made to see. The appearance
Well, no, I
test is
meant,
to
like,
see how
there's-
you are presenting to everybody else that's around, like the king and the earls and all
what
that
I'm
shit.
asking is, in advance, just so
Mhm.
that we're clear, if there's a role that plays into
Oh,
honoring family later on in the feast, would that still apply as part of the event?
I see where you're going with that. So basically, are you trying to you're basically asking if you could bank it for other family-oriented things in the feast,
Or
or
I don't
sandbag
know,
it maybe.
Let's say there's a moment that I get up to say a word in Farwell's honor,
Yeah,
or something like that.
I think we could do that. I think that's not terribly unreasonable to do something like that, to
Okay.
hold something over. All right, you
All
still
right.
got to roll against a 15. So you succeeded. So you
Well,
get.
yeah, like if
Guess
I
one
get
per-
drunk and decide to have an affair, but there's no way that honor family would.
Oh God, no! That goes completely out.
So, that's what I'm saying. Like it
Yeah.
only, circumstantially, but
All right,
I
so you
could
get.
call on that later.
So you get a plus
So now I
one.
need-
Hold on, slow down for a second. 1 second. So you get a plus 1 bonus per livre spent, which was 5. So basically, you take your appearance and add 5, and now you're gonna roll, and then you're gonna add. Nope. Nope. What's your appearance?
You, s-
I gotta back up
hold
one
on,
step.
you said that because I succeeded, I still have to do the fashion test. Like that was just my.
Oh no. Nope. You're right. All right. So yeah, you're rolling against the 15 first for the fashion, and that's a success. So you get. So on your appearance, you'll get plus 1. Jesus Christ, plus 1 per livre spent, total plus 5. So whatever your appearance is, plus 5.
21.
All right, now you just got to roll. Don't roll a 20. No, don't. I mean, you almost don't even have to roll. So
A 20 would just be a critical.
yeah,
Like,
it
I
would
can't
be. Yeah,
fumble.
yeah. Technically you can't fail either. Yeah. So that puts you at. Let me double check my notes. A success at this point puts you near the salt and plus 1 geniality per round. So that is going to put you. If right there, near the salt. So basically what I'll do is up here around the bowl will be near the salt. If you're up here at the high table, that's above the salt, and then down here is below the salt. So up here you're near the salt. So you'll get +1 geniality per round.
What would it take at this phase of the game to get above the salt?
Critical.
Just a critical?
Yeah.
Okay, critical. Because otherwise our station wouldn't.
Right. Yeah. If you got a critical, you would end up at the at the high table essentially. But now you're near the salt, which means you're in plain view of the people at the high table. Sir Dallin, that takes us to you.
So I actually have 2 fashion, so I'm rolling against a 7.
Okay. Are you invoking any passions, or do you feel like maybe that's not appropriate for you at this point?
No, I'm just going. Technically, the closest one would be honor, but honestly, I feel like I'm just going about my day job, so I don't really feel like it's extra passion at the moment.
No, that makes sense. It hovered on a single digit. Okay.
Well, I'm not really worried about it because I have an appearance of 17.
Yeah, so now you just got to roll under a 17 with no modifier. And you also will be seated near the salt.
I'm sitting next to Rub again this year.
Yes, you are. Where is your character? Right there. Put you up here. And that takes us to Sir Vitamar in his first official capacity as a vassal knight, landowner. First feast ever. And it's a royal one, too.
Yeah, so he'll be spending 5
Okay.
Libra. What are I gonna roll? 20?
You're gonna roll your fashion +5, which if your fashion starts at
3.
so +8,
So-
or excuse me, under 8, you failed. So you don't get any modifier at all to your appearance roll. So then you roll your appearance or under.
Appearance was.
I want to say it was like an 11 or something.
It's 8.
8. Ouch. All right, roll under an 8.
Nope, not that.
Nope,
Not
that's a
that,
6.
that.
That's a 6. Well, that was a 1. All right, roll under an 8. That is a fail.
Double 10s.
That is going to put you at below the salt, and no geniality bonus.
Ouch. Ouch.
You do have reroll tokens if you'd like to try again. Yes.
I know you've got stuff planned for tonight.
Uh-huh.
But if there's anything beyond the feast that would have been like part 2, can we cut that off?
No, all I have planned. Well, I have everything planned for the whole year, but that's just in case we have sufficient time. I don't envision going past the feast in tonight's
Sometimes
session.
we do, so.
Yeah, no, we'll see how. Well, yeah, we'll.
Yeah, if you don't feel good, there's no
Yeah,
stress in
yeah.
the structure of the rolls.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah.
Trust me. For a moment, it took a second for me to catch on, but yeah, we'll do the feast, and then that'll probably be it for tonight. It may or may not be a short session, but it is what it is. Unfortunately,
If I press on my eyeball, I can feel the fluid pressure drain out from behind it.
that's not a pleasant sounding feeling. Okay. Do we want to take a break before we get rolling here? Maybe that'll give Rev a little bit of reprieve, or shall we continue?
Just get it over with
Whatever.
while I've still got a little caffeine in me.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So everybody's at the feast. We've got some news is going around. These are not rumors. These are official news announcements, for lack of a better thing to call it. Prince Madoc is putting out that the king has ordered the army to muster. 1/2 of all knights and 1/2 of all foot troops are to assemble at the ports of Hanton and Chichester with provisions for a 40-day campaign. They will be going with the prince to France. King Uther, with pressing business of the realm here, will keep the other half of the army in Britain. So essentially, Madoc is saying half of the military might will be going to France, while the other half stays in Britain. Sir Brastias, who is one of the advisors to the king, usually dealing with matters relating specifically to the king's court, is essentially saying the same thing. Basically, that Prince Madoc will be leading the army to France. King Uther will stay here with half the muster troops. At some point, relatively early in the feast proceedings, the king himself speaks, and he says, "For the sake of God, my good friend Praetor Sagrius, we will return to the continent and destroy everything that gets in our path. It is a time for all good knights to come to the aid of their king and country." And that takes us to, there's obviously lots of cheers and applause, and people are excited that they're going to go basically kick shit over and set things on fire, because that's what good knights do during the summertime. Before we start the feast itself, is there anything that anybody wants to get into? Any people they want to chat with?
Oh, I'm definitely collecting information on the rumors about my brother.
Okay.
My little inner heart of hearts goes, woo! It's a woohoo circle. All of the same, circa, I don't know, standing there having to watch my brother's football team jump up and down in circles, going woo! I'm like, only dudes, man. I have never once seen a female team do that.
I think.
Woohoo circle.
You know what? You rolled intrigue once and succeeded. Your intrigue score is a 10. Perhaps while
I'm expecting an ongoing laying foundation. I don't
yeah,
expect actual answers right now.
yeah. However, I do have one test for you. Can you make another intrigue test with a +2 bonus, please?
Okay.
I'm gonna keep mental notes here just to see if you get further down the road to an idea that just came to mind.
Is
That
my
is a-
half-brother at the feast?
He is indeed. Can't think of his damn name. Sir. I should know it. Sir Seth. I am also making mental note of that second intrigue success for Sir
Where
Dallin.
is Sir Seth below, above?
You know-
Not above.
I don't know. So let me just see what this roll says. I feel like he is going to be. This is gonna sound silly, so bear with me. Officially, the Book of Feasts only has the 3 stations. I'm gonna take. Oops, wrong button. There you go, Sir Seth, and then because I'm silly like that, make his shit green. All right, Sir Seth is kind of like below the salt, but he's like super close to being near the salt, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But he's around.
Yeah.
He's I forget. I don't think I actually assigned anybody the stewardship or leadership mantle, whatever, for Ember, but he's been pretty active over that way, working
I thought
with.
you said he was the steward of it, essentially.
Maybe that very well could be the case. I remember he was sent to Sir. I'm gonna say Sir Ameg, who was the Castellan for Castle Tilshead. You guys had trained with him and may have gone under on that first campaign with Sir Ameg, or maybe I'm getting a different knight. But anyway, Seth was sent off that way to the castle, and then he was pushed down to Ember. I don't recall if I specifically made him the Manor Lord or something to that effect, but he definitely is there as a spokesperson, figurehead, face, mouthpiece of the Castellan. So he definitely has some authority there, if not all the authority. And I remember you wanted to set up something about the leather trade or something like that.
Yeah, I wanted to look into hides for leather.
Yeah.
And see him as a possible source without stepping on the toes of someone else.
Yeah.
Or at least someone who matters. If it's some titleless merchant, who cares about him? But
yeah.
If it's going directly to some other lord, I wouldn't want to, or some other noble, I wouldn't want to cause strife within the kingdom.
No. But at the same time, definitely trying to use that family angle to make things a little bit better for the family. I'm sure. Was there anything in particular you wanted to check in with him on, or did you want to wait a little bit, or?
Well, I mean, like that would be. I feel like that's cheating if I talk to him now before the rounds of the feast start.
Okay, no worries. Sir Vitamar, anything before we get started? It's okay to say you have nothing, just for the record.
I have nothing.
Okay, fair enough. Our first round: ale and cheese quiche, fruit tarts, and haslet. I remember looking up.
Quiche.
Say that again.
I said real men don't eat quiche.
I cannot disagree with you more. However, this is
There's
cheese
a-
quiche,
it's a
so
book
who
title.
knows? Oh well.
It's a book. It's a best-selling book. Look it up.
I remember before looking up haslet. I don't remember exactly what it is.
Oh, is it
so
a bit of a hasslet?
no, it didn't sound horrible. It didn't necessarily sound appetizing either, but
Was it a bit of a hassle?
yeah, no, I heard the pun.
Oh,
Anyway, you guys can do your personalized event, draw a card, or any of the other Book of Feast activities such as gossiping and flirting and dancing and gambling or something silly like that. I don't quite remember them all, even though I have the Book of Feast like ready for reference. Sir Everhart, you are first. What would you like to do, my friend?
well, I think I would try to approach my brother, half brother.
Okay.
Um,
To be
see
clear,
what the
nope. Sorry. Go ahead.
year has brought him. To be clear, what? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say to be clear that if you choose to do this, this is your turn for this round.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's why I said it would be cheating to do it before.
Yep. Just wanted to make sure before you committed to it. So yeah, so basically just checking in with him, see how the year's been. You know, he seems to be in better spirits or moods than maybe the last couple of times you've seen him. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I'd follow up on once the pleasantries were passed. I would probably make a turn toward previous communication that I sent him regarding business.
Yes. Yeah. No. He actually. Uh, let me slip into character a little bit here. He definitely perks up. You can almost detect some sort of like extra energy about him. He's actually kind of intrigued by your offers of trying to set up this, not necessarily a side deal, because when you call it a side deal, it feels like it's something beneath the table, something behind shady closed doors. But he feels like this extra business opportunity that you're offering may not be such a bad idea. In fact, he's got some hides that he's brought with. He didn't bring them into the feast, but he's brought some from Ember. That maybe tomorrow, before you head home, you'll have a chance to take a look at and see if this quality that he's bringing for you to inspect, essentially, is what you're looking for. And if it is, then you guys can proceed further from there.
Right.
Basically, he's brought samples. That's the word I was really trying to find.
This is great, but do you have anything in 3/4?
3/4 inch plywood.
Well, I couldn't think of any pelt terms on the short.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't know either, and I'm totally winging this at this point. So he's definitely brought a few different varieties of, a couple of different animals. There's obvious your obvious ones like deer, and I don't know what else would be in the woods of central South Britain, but a couple of different animal pelts to choose from. Maybe a wolf or two.
Well, if they're if they're tanning hides, not necessarily for full leather, as I understand it, because leather working is something very different. But if they're tanning hides, then they're probably also getting sheep and beef skins delivered to them from other areas as well.
Yeah, so he's definitely gonna.
Possibly.
Yeah, so basically he's got a number of different options for you to explore, and that's something that in your conversation with him, he's obviously not prepared to do that right now, and obviously that'd be rude to the host and everything. But when you guys have a moment before you make your way back home. Anything else for your brother or otherwise in your turn here?
Not this. I feel like more than that. Like that, we'll be taking 2 turns, so we'll just cut it there.
Okay. I thought I had your character sheet open. I don't know why it's not now. All right, whatever. Uh,
That's just one geniality for the round, then, I guess.
yeah, one for just your arbitrary one there. Second person is Sir Dallin. What would you like to do, young Sir Dallin, the prudent slash up and coming, not quite yet a spy master?
I mean, I'm working on it. I don't have enough. Yes, I have 16 prudent and 16 valorous. So yeah.
You're
Oh,
brave,
boy.
but you're also only when absolutely necessary.
Practical.
Yeah, you're practical bravery. You're not foolhardy bravery.
Hey, I just need to work on my honest and just, and I'll be set, man.
Yeah, yeah. What would you like to do? Are we drawing cards? Are we setting up
Oh yeah, I'm
something
totally
else?
drawing cards because the randomness amuses me.
Okay, I forgot to shuffle them earlier, even though I'm sure they're fine. So let me hit that real fast. All right, deal yourself a card, and let's see what you got. You should be able to just grab one right off the top.
Do I
Get
just
the card.
click on it once?
Yeah, just like literally just grab right off the top.
I thought you normally handed us a card, Omar.
I might have. I can do that too. I'm good with either one. But you got one, then just flip it over. If you mouse over it and then F,
Flip.
F, there you go. And now that you've done that, I can take a look at it. Everybody else will not be seeing the same thing as I see. Oh my!
Let's use a black card right now.
Yeah, stop moving it, because I
I
need
can't. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble reading it because the text is real small.
Alt. Press and hold Alt. It'll zoom it into the screen.
Okay.
Oh, you got a wayward wife. Another knight is looking for his wife, who just walked away after propositioning your person. So you'll need to roll honest versus lustful. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah. So there's a knight that comes up, says, "Hey, have you seen my wife?" And this will in this testing your honesty versus your lustful will determine your basic response.
Damn.
It's basically implying that if you succeed on lustful, that you had a little roll in the hay before they showed up. Because you will have to check for test.
And lustful are both 13s.
All right, well, roll honesty first. That is a success for honesty. Go ahead and roll lustful. And it's a success for lustful, so I'll let you, the player, choose your character's response.
Hold up.
Go ahead, Rev. I think
I
Rev
just
was...
want to clarify so the normal rule of the higher one wins doesn't apply in opposed
Oh, no. You know what? You're right. This is basically an opposed test, so the lustful did roll higher. Stop moving the card. I don't know who's moving it this time. No, technically, lustful wins. I don't know why it says deceitful wins in there, but you tell the knight nothing, and you may choose to miss. You may choose to miss the next round of the feast. Yeah, I think I will deal the cards
mad
next.
about that, but whatever.
So you'll check. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, lustful won, just for the record.
Can I reroll honest?
You have tokens.
I'm rerolling honest.
Okay.
I'd much rather honest wins.
I'm gonna take one of your tokens,
so many
by the way.
more opportunities for lustful.
I did not mean to grab all three. All right. I grabbed all three by mistake. Give me a second. I'm gonna give you the other two. There you go.
I just rolled one.
Oh, oof. Oh dear. Lady Indeg is Dallin's wife. Yes. God, let's hope she never finds out about this. Let me see this card real fast. I want to double check something here. Because it says you may choose to miss the next round of the feast. If you do... Oh, okay. So you decide not to tell the knight anything, regardless of what your actual intentions are. You do not have to miss the next round. But if you do, you check lustful and roll for childbirth during next winter phase. So
Oh,
you are
okay.
okay. Yeah. So in that case, you get no additional geniality. I'm taking your card back. Whoa, whoa. I will set your card here. Yeah. So you get no additional geniality or anything like that. Otherwise, everything else works out fine, mostly. No extra drama for you, I guess.
That's a
That
good
takes
thing.
us to Sir Vitamar. What would you like to do,
Uh,
my friend?
There is game, gamble. What else?
Indulge.
Indulge.
Let me pull up the book just to double check because I always forget or confuse and mix two of them up into one. Um, have a roll on. Oh goodness. Hashin says something a little suggestive. It was amusing. I will let you guys look in the chat to see what he said. Let's see.
That's what I get for not having a shout out.
It's okay. You don't have to. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, here we go. Gossip, indulge, flirt, or game, or the cards, or a more personalized short RP scene.
Gamble.
Okay, to gamble, what you will do for that is basically you will use your gaming skill,
Okay, wait a second. Hold
and you would be rolling against me, essentially. Well, so there's no. You don't want to do it. You want to do something else?
3.
Okay. You can add. Okay, you're gonna do a card. That makes it a lot easier for me. But yeah, your call. I'm gonna deal it to you this time. Or
Yep.
yeah, deal to white. There you go, sir.
What's this say?
And what do you got?
Why is
Oh,
this?
why did you do that? Why did you even pick it up? Just put your mouse over it and hold Alt and read it like the rest of us, you heathen.
Oh yeah.
God. Oh wait, you know.
Several
Oh
land
shit. You know what? I'm so sorry, guys. I just realized. You guys. Everybody at the table should have been drawing 2 cards if they chose to draw cards.
Why?
Because you're over
Does that
1,000
mean I
glory.
get to redo mine?
Yes.
And I might have
I.
finished the other one?
Okay. So I'm gonna do Vitamar real quick. Here we go. You get a second card. So I'm gonna deal you a second one.
Wait, what determines how many cards we get?
It's your glory. When you're over 1,000 glory, you get 2 cards. It's either 1,000 or 2,000. Let me double check.
yeah.
Hold on.
Well, it's
Hold on.
What's the next? And then if you could, what's
Jesus
the next
Christ.
benchmark after that?
It's
the
like
next threshold.
it's 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, 16,000. Essentially. I'm gonna double check that.
So I should
God
be drawing
damn it.
3 cards.
No, not yet.
You said 1,000.
Oh yeah, you would be correct. Let me double check. I gotta. Fuck. Bear with me. I'm scrolling through the book here. Feast rounds. Cards. At 1,000 glory, you get 1 card. At 2,000, you get 2, and at 4,000, you get 3. So actually, I gotta take one of those cards back. I believe it was this one. Yes, I'm going to take that back. Come here. Take that back. No.
So he doesn't have enough glory to get 2 yet.
Correct. He needs to have 2,000 glory to get 2.
Okay.
God, why are you not? Oh,
Ah.
sorry, dude. Rodance, you will get 2 cards in a moment because you have more than 3,000 glory. Or you have, yeah, you have 3130. So, but let me take care of Sir Vitamar, and then we'll redo your turn, and then we'll get back to the top of the order. All right, people skills. Several landed knights talk of lands and serfs, and then ask for your opinion. You're gonna roll folklore. And then based on your results, you may or may not have something kind of cool happen to you. So basically, these people are essentially talking about what will become the feudal system. Feudal, I should say. You rolled an 8. What's your folklore? I believe it's 2. So that's a failure.
Was not a fumble.
No, it was not a fumble. So you gain 1 geniality, and that is it.
I mean,
Because you get
if
one.
you-
Go ahead.
sorry. No, go ahead.
You get 1 geniality because of the 1 value on the card, and that's literally all that happens to you, as far as this
Wait,
particular card
Ishmael.
goes.
I must have missed something.
What?
What is success? I have to roll under 2?
Correct.
And then a critical would be rolling 2?
Correct.
Okay.
And a fumble
Okay.
because your
Would be
skills are
20.
would be
Yeah.
20 unless your skills higher than 20, or 20 or
Yeah.
higher, I should say.
Okay. That's
Rev,
fine.
you were gonna
One
say something?
geniality This round.
I was just gonna say that while some people did and didn't like the system even at the time, but for the era, resistance was futile.
Oh my god. Oh, god damn it, Rev. I really held up gameplay for that.
Yes.
All right, Sir Dallin, I'm going to deal you 2 cards. You can choose which one you play.
Wait. She gets to choose.
Yep.
2 more.
And well, because we screwed up, and she didn't earn anything.
Alright.
She didn't earn anything from the previous one. So, and neither of these cards are required cards. Cards that have to be played if you get them. So you have 2 cards in front of you, Rodance, that you can choose from.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to read them.
Those bandits.
Are you sure you've shuffled that? Because you just read
Yeah,
that.
no, you are completely correct. So give me a second. Let's put those back in the deck. Oh my goodness, why do these cards gotta be so difficult? Boom. You know what? You're absolutely right. Actually, I did not shuffle that after I put those cards back. Oh my god. I'm trying not to move my camera. 3D space is kicking my ass. Get in the damn deck. Oh my
Can't you
god.
just like right click on the deck and hit reset or something?
In my experience when we did poker, that didn't always work out the way I wanted it to, so I was just trying to do it manually.
I think what you need is the flip table button.
No, Rev. No. Okay, I'm going to deal 2 cards to blue, and hopefully this time they are something different.
Yeah.
All right, Dangerous Game and Wallflower. You may choose which card to play. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me double check, because some cards you have to play. What is the Fist? What does that mean? Feast deck. Fist is a keeper card. Okay. That means I need to pay a little more attention to this card.
Let me double check my sheet. I think I'd rather play the game of daggers than play the game of flirting.
Well, okay, you're not choosing. Okay, I see what you're doing. All right. All right. Roll dagger. Several young knights play a rather dangerous game with knives. They ask you to join in.
I have dagger skill 5.
Yeah. So hopefully you don't stab yourself in the hand.
I'd rather stab myself than have my wife angry at me.
Yeah, she's been around too long. No, Hashin, your commentary wasn't entirely fluid or whatever. I just didn't want to put a whole lot of spotlight on it just so I could stay focused here. One of my players is not feeling 100%, so I want to not rush through this, but I want to get through this. You failed, so go ahead and roll 1d3, and make note that you have a 1d3 wound on your hand that will probably disappear by next session. So that's 2.
No, Omar,
2 wound.
with this swelling, I'm feeling like 102%.
I see what you're doing there, Rev. That's kind of amusing, but yeah, it's just. Oh shit! I did not mean to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
I deleted some cards, and it apparently deleted not just the cards I wanted deleted, but the actual deck. Reset.
Well, the whole table will just reset for a second.
Yeah, because I hit Control Z, and what that'll do is it puts it goes back to the most recent save. Because
so it doesn't matter if I flip table.
No, it'll matter. It'll matter a lot.
It'll probably crash his game.
No, it'll make me want to crash a car into his house. Okay, that was a little violent. I apologize. That was a little violent.
I was just gonna say that it would affect my continuance with the game.
I am missing a card somehow, though. How did that happen? All right. Fuck. Damn it. It's still... Oh, my God. One more time. One more. There we go. Okay.
Okay, are all the cards on the table now?
At the moment, yeah. I'm just trying to get the cards back in the damn deck. And
Stop shoving them back in the deck.
I've
Just
tried...
put them on the
Well,
side.
Set a
Yeah.
discard pile.
yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's probably a better idea. Because holy crap. Okay. Whew. All right. Did that card... You didn't get any geniality with that one. I believe that was a 0 value in the top left corner, and it didn't give any additional.
He gets one per round.
Yep. And so, yeah. So right now, everybody at the end of the first round has 1 geniality apiece. Following all of that, you notice that Syagrius, who you remember from at least the 1 previous East, if not 2, he appears to be happy and anxious. One could argue he is easily quite excited to go back home and liberate his home and people. Let me see my actual notes here. Point out how happy and anxious to get. Basically, he's happy and anxious to get to battle, and then I got to remind you guys of who he is. But I think everybody remembers that he was that one dude from France that got kicked out of his home.
He's a dork nobleman that lost all of his authority.
Yeah, and he's trying to go back and get it back. Second round, astrological temperate herb cake and cheese, and bream and eel pasties. I don't recall specifically what bream is, but I feel like it's some sort of
It's
fishy
a
thing.
fish.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
But I thought it was a species in Star Trek.
No, that would be the breen with an N, not an M. Yeah, so back to the top of the round. Sir Everhart, you have a glory of 3,000 and something close to not quite 4. You get 2 cards if you like, or you have the other options. What would you like to do, sir?
Well, I think I'll draw 2 cards for my second round.
All right, let me deal them to you. Give me 1 second.
I'm assuming 2 is what I get.
Yes.
Okay.
And let's see what you got. What is the hourglass mean? Miss a round. Oh, you may miss a round because of that. Okay.
If I picked it.
Yep, and a lady's favor. Oh my. Oh my. I see that card. The lady's favor card is something that Rev, in his not sick, allergy-stricken ass feeling, would probably go for. I don't know what he's going to do this time, though. So let's see. Let's wait and see. There you go. That's better.
Well, I'm assuming if a lady needs a knight, it's going to be somebody in my family if I'm doing a contest of honor and stepping up for it.
Arguably. So for the rest of the crowd and for the viewers, a lady needs a knight to challenge another knight to a contest of honor, and Sir Everhart has the choice of orate, singing, or play an instrument in an opposed role against another, i.e., me. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a lady's favor.
Okay. I'll give you 1 geniality just for playing the card.
So 2 geniality for the round.
Yep.
Provided I don't.
Yeah. So I mean, nothing else screws it up. And what skill would you like to make an opposed roll on? I'm gonna roll my 2d6 plus 8 to see what you're up against. So I rolled a total of 15.
Okay.
So that will be my skill roll.
Well, on an orate, it's going to be 18 for me.
Okay. Make your roll. You do yours, and I'll do mine.
So Sorry.
No, it's because I reset the table. So here, let me. All right, try that again.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, yeah, that's
I'm keeping it.
okay. And I'm rolling against a 15.
I hold my reroll in the event that.
Would you like to use your reroll
Yeah.
token now?
I was gonna say yeah. I'll hold the. That's what I was holding a reroll token for. I don't know which stack of. Where my reroll tokens are.
They're over
Oh,
here.
They're under my.
Yep,
if
I
you
got
can
it.
Grab one. It's bad angle for me.
Yep. Go ahead and make your roll. Normally I wouldn't let you re-roll that, but it's okay. Ooh, a critical. Correct? Is that a critical for you?
Yeah, that's a. I don't think so.
No, I had to roll against a 15. You had
Right,
what? Would
right.
you say your or rate was?
18. It's still a success and it's higher than his. So
Yep. So that's a win. You gain a check in that skill, and you get an additional +2 geniality for that. So tell us. So you actually get 4 geniality for that round. Tell us though, what is your oration
Okay, so
about? What's the story?
What is who's the lady and what's her slight?
I'm not reading a slight in there. Just that she needed someone to step up. And okay, all right. Here's what we'll do. So a conversation is taking place. The lady feels that the knight doesn't know what he's talking about, and she wants you to step up and set him straight. I'm trying to think of a topic.
Yeah, give me a topic.
Fuck. I need a topic here.
Horsemanship.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's go with horsemanship, but not horsemanship. The proper fitting of a saddle for a young, inexperienced horse. Now, I want to distinguish or clearly delineate the horse. The horse has been properly and adequately trained, but it has not yet gained much experience in being ridden. So this horse is ready for rides. It just hasn't had much riding time yet. It doesn't have a lot of mileage on it. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
And I realize I'm getting really specific here, but I find this amusing since horsemanship was thrown out there randomly. So this knight is suggesting that when you have such a young, inexperienced horse, that it should be saddled a certain way. You know, the belts have to be tightened up a certain way, a certain amount of padding, etc., etc. You, on the other hand, are going to take a counterpoint, and I will let you explain your point. This is almost.
I'm gonna break down in a facts don't care about your feelings fashion.
I'm sorry. Please continue. I'm just really amused by that statement. Go ahead.
That from what he's describing, not only does he not know where the proper strap placement goes on the saddle, much less where to tie it or to how to properly grip the reins, that he's a wonder he's not riding the horse backwards.
Rodans, thank you for that randomly suggested topic that I totally winged everything else. That's all I needed. I just needed that little nudge, and I was able to throw some shit out there. And the fact that he threw facts don't care about your feelings. Jesus Christ, that was amazing. That was amazing.
Hey, I would have made the argument that there's no point in training a horse on a saddle it's not going to get used on in the future. So specialized tailoring, especially for a horse that is less experienced, isn't helpful to it.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely one way to go. All right. I'm going to take those cards back.
Honestly, I didn't catch what you said his argument was, so I just had to make a generic.
No, that's all good. It worked.
Generic disc.
We made it work.
Do we get geniality each round as well? Cards or no?
Only
yeah,
if
well, not above, but near the salt. So Rev and
that was 4 geniality for me that round. 1 for the card, 2 for the success, and then 1 just for where I'm sitting.
Correct. 4 total, and currently sitting at 5 overall. All right, Sir Dallin, what are we doing?
Card drawing.
Of course. All right, give me half a second here. Dealing to blue. 2 cards. All right, what do we got over here? Great deeds and be valorous. Ooh, this is a great time. In fact, oh dear. Wait, what's your valor at?
16.
You almost have to take this because valorous is at 16. Being valorous, and the reason for that is typically with traits of passions when they hit that 16 level, it's almost like you test to make sure that you don't do whatever that trait or whatever is. You know what I mean? So if your valor was 15, you'd test to see if you would actually do something valorous. But because your valor is 16, you're gonna test
My
to see.
reckless is 4 because it's the opposite of prudent.
Yeah, yeah. So this is gonna be interesting. Yeah. So a group of knights speak of bravery versus foolish recklessness. And you have a moment to step up and say your piece about valor and recklessness. So please make your valor versus reckless test. Opposed, that is.
That's great.
How many points are that one? 2.
16 versus 4.
Well, you get two geniality just for that card because you kind of have to play it. So let me take this one over here.
Okay.
Yeah, and you said 16 versus 4, so
16 first.
that is a 13.
Passes.
That's a really high pass. And that is a fail. So,
Valorous passes.
yep, so +1 geniality.
Yep.
So that's 4 geniality for you for this round as well. Go ahead and check Valor. I feel like that's appropriate at this point since your high Valor almost forced you into that card. Sir Vitamar, what would you like to do? Do I even need to ask? Are you just should I just draw cards or deal cards to you? You get one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, nope. Sorry. Give me that back.
Manners.
That actually goes to you. Oh, dear.
Nice job.
It'll pop back up. Don't worry. Give it a second. It'll pop up.
That's what she said.
How do I? Yeah.
All right. Ooh, it literally says manners. Did she do this once before? Did Farvel do this?
No.
Oh no. Farvel had to eat a whole bunch of food and then try to keep his composure. Otherwise,
No,
he'd lose.
that was someone else. That wasn't me. That was one of the people that aren't here anymore.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. Never mind.
I think it was who was it?
Sir Ulrich, or not Ulrich? Sir Harold.
Nope, the other one.
Ulrich.
Yep. Because of how much they failed and stuff.
Oh yeah,
into a stupor.
Yeah, mediocrity. Okay. You unexpectedly pass wind while the host or an important guest is speaking. You need to roll courtesy.
Oh my god.
And if I'm not mistaken, I know courtesy starts pretty low. I want to say it's a skill, and I think it starts at 3.
Oh, I have a 10. Okay.
Okay. All right, make your roll, sir. Success.
Yay.
All right, so what does that do for you? On a success, you manage to excuse yourself graciously, and no effect, no extra points for this card. And that is it for your round. So let me set that over
I
there.
didn't even get anything this round. What the fuck?
No, it's because you got that low glory. Yeah, that low glory, man.
Yeah.
All right. So after all that settles down, and it's safe to breathe around you. Excuse me. Merlin approaches. First, Sir Vitamar, since he's down at the one end of the feast, and he stops for a moment. He takes a few minutes of your time, Sir Vitamar. In short, he is offering his condolences to your family from the royal court, paying respects for Sir Farvel, and he also essentially says something to the effect of how Farvel's death was such a tragic loss for one who had such amazing potential, and his loss will certainly be felt even by the king himself. And then after a brief conversation with Sir Vitamar, Merlin will also approach Sir Everhart and Sir Dallin because he will remember that Farvel was with the two of you during the giant and goat chase, and we even said there was a song about this. And I can't remember the full name of it, but it's basically like the giant, the horse, and the giant and the horse thing, or something like that. So he'll come up to Everhart and Dallin, and essentially say more or less the same thing. You know, he obviously puts a little more extra emphasis in what he says to Vidomar because of Vidomar being Farvel's uncle. But for you guys, essentially the same message. Does anybody have any particular reaction that they would like to offer or throw to the table or what have you? I feel like at least one of you may have something against Merlin at this point, but I may be confusing the tables of Pendragon.
No.
No, I don't have any issues with Merlin other than I'm slightly creeped out by spellcasters, but I think everybody is.
But yeah, I feel like that's a safe default that most people have. Sir Everhard? How?
I'm not sure if it's a public resentment, but there's certainly a. You were just touting his praises and talking about how great of a knight he's going to be, and you didn't see this coming. What kind of?
What kind of fucking half-ass wizard are you? That's what I heard you about to say. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and take it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's called I reached over and slapped my hand over his mouth to get out of his mouth because I'm sitting next to him and he's my friend.
Well, basically, my thoughts, based off my faith, would be running more along the lines internally of, something along the lines of the demons that you call upon for your power are fickle and can't be trusted.
Nice. Okay. Merlin.
But just thought.
Okay. Yeah, Merlin recognizes that little scrunch in your forehead that insinuates similar thoughts that he has heard before. In that regard. So basically, he's not aware of exactly what your thoughts are, because that would just be really super creepy. But I feel like Merlin definitely has an idea of your. I don't know if animosity is the right word, but probably pretty close. But definitely he could feel that, okay, I'm probably not going to be welcome in his home unless I'm there on official business, and even then it might be sketchy. So he will.
It's a combination of aware that I have to hold my tongue because of both his power,
and his station, I imagine,
and his station, a level of respect because we both serve the same king.
Yeah.
And I mean, he now has my hand plastered across his face.
Yeah, no, I think Merlin will.
I definitely put it in a very nice word for thanks, and we appreciate the condolences.
Yeah, and Merlin will recognize that maybe he should just kind of let this go and graciously find a way to exit the situation without making it weird.
Definitely not an animus, more of just like a how could a man be so smart and be such a fool at the same time?
Yeah, no, that's
the source of his power.
Yeah, no, that's definitely an interesting angle to throw at Merlin. I like that. It'd be really cool if you were able to keep that same again, not animosity, but that same like judgment of Merlin, and just to see how things will be as the game progresses. Unless there's anything else, we have one more round of feasting. Does anybody have anything before we resume the feast? That is. Otherwise, we will.
My next round is going to sort of play into it, but.
Okay, yeah. In that case, it is your return, Sir Everhard. Please take it away into round 3. Oh, I forgot to tell you what we're having for food this time. The third round is a variety of cheeses and roasted pigeon for the final round of feasting.
I'd like to see some decent geniality out of this, but I don't. It's going to be purely up to you because it's out of my head and behind. I'm basically, as Merlin retreats or as the food comes out, with I'm assuming fresh wine.
Oh yeah, fresh drinks. Cups are being refilled.
I'm taking my freshly refilled cup and I'm probably going somewhere near the salt where I can be seen and heard by everyone, and I'm basically going to give a short speech honoring those who have fallen in the last year and sort of building up to like a remembrance of those who we all loved, and then building it into, and the only way that we can respect their fallen and honor their sacrifice is to continue the work that they did and fight for our king, and build it up into a let's go out there and honor our king and continue the work that our fallen brethren were working towards, and sort of build up the coming campaign, and sort of both try to raise everybody's uh, just sort of leading up to both like pumping up the king and the men who are going on campaign.
Okay. Um. So kind of like a persuasion, but not really.
Well, definitely a speech.
Yeah,
Not-
you
not
yeah
really
definitely
persuasion.
orate, but you already checked orate once, correct? And obviously you can only
Yeah.
check it once. I'm looking at the skills to see if there's anything else, because what I feel like is, hmm,
Courtesy technically would also apply because
yeah,
it properly into a speech is a pain in the ass.
yeah, I'm definitely thinking like having you make an orate roll,
Actually,
followed by
compose, because that might also count, because compose is the skill that manages the creation of things.
yeah, compose is usually more for song than it is for speaking, which is why there's a distinction between compose and orate. I think what we have here's what I'll do: make a roll on courtesy and then a roll on orate, and based on those two results, will determine how well this goes over and what kind of geniality I'll give you.
So I'm rolling against a 13 first.
The first one was I said orate, yes,
Oh no.
or did I
no,
say
you said
courtesy first?
Courtesy.
Okay, yeah, then courtesy first, whichever that one is. That looks like a success.
Yeah,
Okay, and then go ahead and roll orate.
against an 18.
Should not be difficult. Also a success. And so I will give you 2 geniality for this round on top of what you are already getting because of the 2 successes. Go ahead and check courtesy.
Okay. I was gonna say my goal was both to
Motivate.
inspire and motivate those present, but also at the same time sort of
Honor the fallen.
well not well so honor the fallen, leading into sort of pumping up and inspiring those gathered, and ending up with sort of planting my big fat lips right on the king's behind, to sort of like put it all on him, and sort of uplift him and the prince
Yes.
as our leaders.
Yep. No, I feel that. I feel like that it definitely goes over well. There's a lot of cheering, a lot of standing up, a lot of chanting, "Let's go to France" or something. That sounds
Yeah.
really lame, but something along those lines. You know, there's definitely a general acceptance of yes, let's go to France. And for a moment, in fact, for a moment, you notice as you are making, as people are clapping you around the back and shaking your hand and everything else, and you're making your way back to your seat, you notice the praetor Syagrius is looking on you very approvingly. And I feel like that's very poor English, but I think you get the idea of it. He's in fact he's not even approving. He's grateful. You can see it in his face. He's not necessarily crying. You may even feel kind of like, damn, if I just chosen a couple of different words better, I could have brought that man to tears. You're definitely having one of those kind of moments.
Bless me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. That barely came through.
On a side note, so that you know my character's personal motivations, I could give a flying flip about France. I do care about inspiring the
Yeah.
the troops, and I also care about somewhat impressing the king.
Well, yeah. Well,
And then obviously, I definitely probably worked Farvel's name into when
Oh,
I was
yeah.
listing some of the fallen.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was definitely also an in memory of speech.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I feel like, on one hand, you definitely want to impress the king, but you're not doing it necessarily in a look at me spotlight kind of way. You're not doing it in a kissing his ass sort of way. You're definitely doing it in a, you know, you definitely want his recognition of your efforts and your
I
service
would
to him.
probably sort of wrap it up with basically saying, and we're doing this to show what we can accomplish, what those who have fallen before us are setting into place, and we're doing it to show that our king is not only looking out for his people, but is trying to set order in the world, which is his duty as the rightful king of all of Britannia.
Yep, yep, definitely. I like it. And then, and you may not care much about France or the French people or even the Praetor Sagrius, but he's definitely looking upon you as well. Like I said, because for him, this is a great moment because it sounds like you've just motivated the entire nobility of Britain to mobilize and go into France.
It's especially ironic considering that he totally kind of shut the Praetor down last time with
Yeah.
a speech about how evil the Saxons were.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So he definitely feels like. Actually, now that you bring that up, he may have a moment of like, wait a minute, can I trust this motherfucker? You know what? Fuck it. He's got everybody on my side right now.
there was probably a moment when I'm talking about honoring the fallen and continuing their efforts where it sounds like I'm about to say, so F going to France, but I don't go that way.
Yes, there was a recent episode of The Mandalorian that had a similar moment during his speech, where it sounded like he was about to say, "Why the hell are we doing this?" Well, I'll tell you why we're doing this. We're doing this because it's the right answer.
And to be fair, technically, I think we still have like familial ties to Brittany, which if France falls, Brittany's next.
Correct. Well, when I say correct, that makes it very definitive. But
and
there's definitely
also,
some gray area melding things going
as
on.
a landed knight, if we happen to do pretty well in France, I might end up with some overseas territory.
It's a possibility, you power hungry son of a bitch.
And
oh my god, are you done yet? I'm sorry, go ahead.
If I get a bigger chunk of land and more people, I can kill more Saxons with that.
Jesus Christ. All right, Sir Dallin, please help me. It's your turn before he and no. Before he and also's me one more goddamn time.
Yeah, I draw 2 cards.
Okay.
One more thing, Omar.
No. You're done. You're done. Sit down.
Hey, no. Especially no coming from the Siki who asked us to roll it early.
Yeah, right. Okay. Ooh, host passes by. Hold on. I think. Where is my? Hold on. Host cards must be played. If I'm not mistaken, I want to double check this.
No, I got tricked into
If a
host
player
card.
draws more than 1 card per turn and one of them is a host card, they must play that card. You have 1 host card. That is an exit note. Yep, you must play the host passes by. So I'm going to take this one away.
Future rules of lawyering. What happens if you draw 2 host cards?
Then you can choose which of those 2 host cards.
Fair enough.
The host comes by and speaks with you about a topic dear to your heart. Your strongest passion, choose if tied.
Well, you did Valor. Do you want to do Prudence? Oh, that's passion. Never mind. Don't listen to me. I listed traits, not passions. Yeah, the host, the king himself, is passing by, and he is speaking about. I don't recall specifically which one of your passions is the highest.
Actually, I have 3 tied for highest. I have
Okay.
Fealty Lord, Love, Family, and Honor.
Which one do you think King Uther is talking about? And then I will tell you why you're wrong. I'm joking. You may or may not be right, but I'll let you pick, and then I'll see if that lines up with what I think of Uther.
I would go for Honor.
And what were the other one? Family?
Love, Family, and Fealty Lord. After such a rousing speech about us working into it, I would build on that with saying we must uphold our honor and do things the appropriate way, make sure everything is handled well.
I feel like Uther would actually go with Fealty Lord.
I already knew that.
And here's my biggest argument: is at this particular point in time, insofar as the story is concerned, He is, as we all know, he's looking at becoming the High King. He's got subservient lords not doing their thing, and that really irritates him. So I'm wondering if maybe part of that is that whole like, well, you're supposed to follow me because you're supposed to follow me, so follow me. Why aren't you following me? You know what I mean?
I literally went with him to persuade people.
Oh no, he's not arguing with you. He has others that are not, towing the line, as it were.
They need to hurry up and get along with the line and just move.
Well,
Show
it'll
their
be
little butts on out.
it'll be a couple more years. All right, so go ahead and roll Fealty Lord, and
Okay.
then am I rolling against you, or are you just trying? Oh, yeah, this is
It's
unopposed.
just a standard check.
Yep,
I pass.
yep, that's a success. So you get 1 extra geniality this round, for a total of 2. That card has 1 geniality on it for being played, and that will complete your turn.
Yep, I get 3 geniality this round.
Yay! Whatever. I'm just gonna fucking cards. All right, Sir Vitamar, what are we doing? I have to ask, even though I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be cards. Vitamar, Sir Vitamar, Talus.
I'm drawing card.
What?
That's normal.
I figured. You just didn't say anything, so I was like, did he fall asleep or something?
No.
Okay, new friends. This is a keeper card, but it probably won't matter so much. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, a knight asks to be introduced to your friends. He is alone, and seeks good company. I need to generate a fucking random ass knight. Okay, give me just a second. We open up my random ass knight generator, which is now what I'm going to rename it in my bookmarks when I get there. Here we go. Let's see what we come up with. Hark, a knight generator. Jesus Christ. This young knight, male, cheery, delicate physique, watery eyes, thin brown hair. He appears to have something of a Cornish accent, although it appears as that he is not actually from Cornwall. Ironically, what's Sir Vitamar's religion? Is he Roman Catholic as well?
Yeah.
During the course of your brief conversation, he makes a few religious references that indicates he is not just a Roman Catholic, but his spirituality is actually pretty high. So he is a rather, what's the word I'm looking for here? Devout. Yes, exactly, devout.
Oh, cool.
His name is Sir Ealdred. And he is, I guess you could say, looking for good company without any sort of sexual romantic undertones. You keep this
He's
card.
looking for drinking buddies.
Yeah, he's looking for some good buddies. This doesn't matter so much now, because we're at the end or near the end of the feast. But you get some bonuses, and yeah, looks like you're actually gonna hold on to this, and you get a new friend. I will save his information and send it to you after the stream.
Cool.
You get no extra geniality, unfortunately.
But I keep this card.
You keep the card for the end of the feast, and I have one last. Oh, Jesus Christ! Here we go.
I was trying to find a way to make a joke about if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends, but it didn't work out.
No, that would have been really awkward. Okay. As the feast is starting to, at this point, technically it'd be winding down, but not quite. Sir Garrett grabs up. Let me rephrase that. So Sir Gareth really doesn't have much of a relationship with Sir Vitamar at this point. Sir Gareth being as Rev calls it, my self-insert. I think what Gareth will do is he will grab up actually Everhart and Dallin, and then, assuming they follow him, go to Vitamar, who is of course at the lower end of the feast hierarchy at this point. I'm assuming Dallin is following. Is Everhart following as well?
Yes.
Okay. Sir Garrett once he gets all of you guys up together, he basically says, I'm noticing something of a, I don't know if trend is the right word, but I'm definitely noticing that the the two of you and now Sir Vitamar seem to be somewhat central to a lot of the goings-ons around here. And I feel that I am somewhat on the periphery of that. Not as far removed as, say, random knights from other towns, but I feel like I'm still part of this because I'm bound by marriage to Everhart's family. And I feel in some ways I'm bound by blood, not the blood of family, but the blood shared on the battlefield. I'm bound by blood to Farvel's family. And I feel like perhaps what we ought to do here is a brotherhood or a cadre or some other organization. At another time, a
Maybe we could
knighthood.
meet around a table.
Yeah. Maybe it would be a round one. Maybe it'd be a square one. I feel like round tables aren't going to catch on. At another time, maybe they would use the words knighthood. But perhaps an order of some sort for us, for our families. Something that may even continue in I'm going to say this word wrong because I can't always say this right.
Perpetuity.
Thank you. I wanted to say perpetuity, but I was like, no,
You
that's
said,
not right.
You said per, and I knew where that was going.
yeah. I wanted to say perpetuity. I was like, that's not right. Anyway, perpetuity. Perhaps an exclusive roster.
No girls allowed.
I wasn't gonna go that far with it, but
It was a treehouse.
I was no, I know, but I was like so I tried to roleplay there, speak as Gareth, but basically he's trying to offer if you guys would be interested to form something that would later become a knighthood or an order of knighthood, where you guys would have the exclusivity about who gets invited in, and once they are invited in, that there is the possibility of family passing on titles, if not necessarily actual titles, but
He literally wants to make a boys' club.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Well, I mean, he's
Yes, we are making another coming of the Boy Scouts. I get it.
I mean, I was gonna say the Fraternal Order of Eagles, but whatever.
He's the dumb kid at the chemistry table. Want to make sure he doesn't get left behind.
I don't think Gareth would ever put himself in that sort of a category. You might be right.
In a ninth circle, it's who knows who. In a chemistry setting, it's your intelligence and understanding of the subject. And I'm just simply saying that he's trying to make sure he doesn't get left behind, so he's grabbing coattails.
Well, I feel okay, so possibly, but I feel like his argument is sound.
He's also a relative of yours and a useful tool to have.
And it is.
I'm aware of that too.
And I realize that maybe I didn't necessarily say it very well, but I feel like he definitely has a connection with the rest of you guys.
Oh, absolutely. Like I feel. I'm not saying that that was strictly out of character.
Yeah.
My character would judge that he's in a position where he wants to make. Everybody wants to stay relevant, especially a knight with a reputation.
Yeah.
So judging that he wants to stay relevant is not any slight against him.
Yeah. I mean, today it would be, but not back then. Well, maybe it wouldn't be. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so basically, Gareth has brought this idea up to you guys to consider. He's not looking for a straight up, we don't need to swear oaths or anything right here and now. But it was something that he wanted to bring up as an idea that can be explored moving forward or what have you. He definitely mentions, mind you, when he says this, he's not doing this to be manipulative or anything of that sort, but he feels kind of like Farvel was almost like the central point of this group of four that he's standing amongst right now. That Farvel was at the center of that. That Farvel was connected to everybody else somehow. Although it might be a little inaccurate, and maybe he's trying to use that as a point to sell what he's trying to do, but he definitely feels like Farvel was an integral part of this group. I'm curious as the GM to know what your character's responses may be.
I'm excited because that means I have more people to help me track down these stupid rumors.
Indeed. Sir Vitamar. What is Vitamar thinking? He's the uncle of the dead boy that Gareth was able to, he didn't save Farvel, but he saved Farvel saved Farvel's remains and was able to bring them home.
He's on board. I don't know. Like, I guess he's all right with what's being said. I guess.
Okay. And Sir Everhart.
He does
sorry.
not have much. I'm sorry. I see Sir Vitamar as a quiet dude because he just wants to live his life in peace.
Yeah. No, I can see that, especially now. Like, he's like 40 something years old. He's
Yeah.
already not done much. Like, why is he gonna rock the cart now when he's in his mid 40s? Like, fuck that. Let me get a kid and let him deal with that shit 20 years from now.
Yep.
No, that actually makes sense. What about Sir Everhart? Gareth has already saved Everhart's ass once, in a way of speaking.
Yeah. Oh well, over the table.
Mm-hmm.
Would possibly Sir Vitamar, and this is just a question, would possibly Sir Vitamar be like, all right, here's a bunch of young kids, and I've got to be the dad at the table. But Sir Everhart is definitely open to it. He probably would see the angle of somehow this group could function in a way as Farvel's legacy.
Mm-hmm. That was definitely when you. So for the moment, I realize we're not role playing this out specifically as some role playing scenes may take place, but I feel like when Everhart mentions something about Farvel and legacy, Gareth is like, "That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't figure out the right words. That's what I was trying to say. The legacy of Farvel, so that his name is not forgotten." And I hope I didn't derail you when I cut in like that.
I'm really tempted to go somewhere dark with this.
I'm kind of curious, but I'll leave it up to you.
All right, above table.
Mm-hmm.
I'm considering having my character essentially say something to the effect it should be the Order of Dead Men. For as Farvel proved, we are all dead men walking, whose names may one day be forgotten, and we should seek to do as much as we can before we, too, are dead men.
So I'm curious. Yeah, like I kind of feel like that definitely not necessarily a theme with this game, but I feel like it's definitely like do the most, do the best that you can with the time that you have because you never know when it ends. And I kind of feel like that's actually one of the themes to the entire Pendragon campaign, as well as, countless others that are brought up at various points in time. I don't know if necessarily calling it the Order of Dead Men would be the right way to go about it in this particular era, but I am amused, and I actually kind of like the idea.
I mean, it could be the Order of Holy Ghosts for all we care.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
yeah.
I'm also, well, like this close to the end of the Roman Empire, I just forgot the term in Latin. Memento mori is definitely something that we would have and be aware of.
Literally, that Latin, literally, that's moment of death, or something to that effect.
Well, so memento mori refers to essentially, there'd be some dude dressed up in black with skulls, and often the emperors would wear a ring. Of in their moment of triumph, there would be someone coming behind you, being like, "Death awaits you around the corner," saying stuff reminding them that death is
never
always approaching.
Yeah,
But-
death is never too far away or something like that. Huh?
Right. So there was very much an aspect of awareness of death tied to Memento Mori,
Okay.
and that we are dead men waiting to happen, and especially given what happened to me in combat, what I would essentially say is if we were going to pursue a name like that, that I, after what had happened, I sort of see it as the Bible says that those who live by the sword shall die by the sword, and our death is not a matter of if but when. We are dead men.
Okay. I like it. We could definitely explore this a little bit more as the next handful of sessions come and go. That is all we have as far as the feast, unless there's anything else that anybody wants to touch on before we close it out and award geniality and glory.
Nope.
I managed to get all my people buried off this year.
You're still excited about that.
Dude,
I mean,
knew
that's
it was
good
gonna
though.
happen.
That is good though, and now you got this thing about rumors with your brother, who
And now I get to start rolling for babies for everybody else.
yeah.
This coming year. It's gonna be fun.
So, just to make sure that I got everything right on my sheet here, all my sheet together,
Mm-hmm.
I'm check marking courtesy.
Courtesy and
and-
orate,
Okay.
because I had you check orate earlier, because you made an orate roll early, and then you had
Yeah, I did.
another one combined with a courtesy. Let's see. All right, for go ahead. Sorry.
Just to what put I just forgot the term for shameless self-advancement. But,
Promotion?
No, there's a term for
A
when
plug?
you're like unabashedly like, hey, I want to get more out of this.
Mm.
Is there any of my personality traits based off of, particularly like the speech that I could maybe check mark, or just is courtesy really all I'm getting? And I don't mean that as like a negative. I'm just
No, I feel like I gave
seeing what
I gave you courtesy because you had the 2 successes.
Okay.
And honestly, one of the bigger reasons why I had you roll both of them was because you already had the check and orate.
Okay.
So I kind of feel like giving you what you got is probably about as good as it's gonna get.
I guess the other thing is maybe do I get anything out of the first round, like a prudent for trying to set up a business
Oh,
with
you know
the
what?
family, or-
You know what? I'll give you.
or-
Go
or
ahead.
generous because I'm going to somebody who I could have seen as wronging me and trying to build the relationship back.
Well, I'll let you choose. Check. Hold on. I gotta look at the character sheets.
I'm probably gonna go for generous because I'm treating this from a situation of like, hey, if we do this, you win, I win, everybody wins. I'm looking.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I can live with that. Go ahead and check prudent for attempting to start that side business deal with your brother.
Okay. No, it's bugging me now. My brain can't focus on. There's a term for shameless self advancement, and that's what I just pulled. So
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and I can't think of the stupid word either. I'm sure it'll come to me like 27 minutes after we end all of this for tonight.
Why 27 minutes?
Because it's just a random ass number that came to mind.
Okay.
All right. Vidamar had nothing else. Dallin, you're good, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get any particularly amazing rolls tonight, so no checks or
No,
anything.
but you guys did, other than Vidamar, unfortunately. Dallin and Everhart both get 180 glory for the feast. That includes the 100 glory for it being a royal feast. Sir Vidamar, you get 110 glory for the royal Easter feast of 488.
Okay.
And then we add our geniality on top of that.
No, your geniality is multiplied by 10, and then 100 glory is added to that. So, like, I already did all the math for you, I guess is what I was trying to say.
That's what I thought. You've tripped me up a couple times, being like, okay, keep track, but then here's your total, and it's like, But anyway, so 180 glory for the feast, correct?
Yep, for Dallin. It's 180 for Dallin and Everhart, and then 110 for Vidmar.
Not to mention the gold we spent.
Correct. And everybody spent 5, correct? So you get 5 glory. No. I thought everybody did.
Didn't.
No, she did.
I spent 5.
Yeah. She was the first
I
one to
thought
drop
somebody
money.
said I'm not spending any. I apologize.
Did Vidmar spend money?
Yeah, and he failed.
You spent all 5 though, correct?
My
Yeah.
apologies. I thought somebody
Okay.
said I'm not spending any. I misremembered.
So we get 5 glory for
Yeah, it's called.
spending money.
Yeah, the book calls it conspicuous spending. And so you spent 5 librum, so you get 5 glory.
Okay.
All right, and that will wrap up our session for this evening. Closing thoughts, starting with Rodance.
Oh, we're gonna get in so much trouble this next year.
Anything else? Or is that?
Everybody
Or
better
is that?
stop popping out babies real fast, otherwise we're not gonna have anybody to go use. I do not want to have to play my bastard half brother. I feel sorry enough for him as it is.
Hey, I only got 1 child for Farva.
I have no male heirs.
I have 2 sons, but you can't just play a child.
Yep.
I mean, I could play my wife for a while, but that would require making a female character sheet, which is kind of a pain.
Yeah, it can be. Happy birthday, Hashin. I don't know when exactly your birthday is, but your comment makes me feel like it's really soon, if not already here. So, anything else, Rodance? Before we move on.
Do I have to break out like my super secret cheesecake recipe real quick? Now that it's not, you're saying it's somebody's birthday.
No, well, I mean, I'll leave that.
We
I'll
can
put it.
caution that out later.
Oh my God, Jesus
Hey,
Christ!
hey, I mean, you guys already commented on my pictures of cheesecake before. I can break out the recipe. It's not bad.
Okay, so Hashin is in the Discord server, Rodance. So if you want to message it to him, or if Hashin, if you want to message Rodance for that cheesecake recipe, I will let you guys handle that shit off board. Rev, final thoughts for the evening.
I'm amazed that I'm able to function at such a high level, feeling my head's about to explode.
All right, if that's all you got, you can just dip out right now, so you can go and try to get some relief from all that.
You can't make it.
No, I'm not trying to make you.
He's embracing his inner 2-year-old.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I'm tired, so therefore I'm not going to sleep. Talus, my son. Last words, my friend. What do you got? Okay.
Not much. I'm unfortunate my character's not able to do much just because like everything low glory.
Yeah, everything's so low, so new, but yet not because he's 45 or some shit.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it! I was gonna. You sneaky bastard! Damn you, Rev. All right, that's it. You guys get out of here.
Really think that wasn't about to happen?
No, I knew it was gonna happen, but I was waiting to finish the outros before I hit that button, but he got ahead of me. All right, my friends, that is it for our stream this evening. Thanks for stopping by and thanks for hanging out. Happy birthday, Hashin, because it is technically his birthday as of about 30 minutes ago, give or take some math. I can't math. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I'm not singing. No.
Happy
Shh.
birthday.
Okay, well, I'm going to mute my desktop audio just because of that. All right, my friends, have a good one. We'll be back again tomorrow night for Second Star. Our heroes have cleared the initial entry point in the space station that they've been investigating. So let's see what happens tomorrow night when they continue investigating, and maybe they'll get down to the reason why that station stopped doing station things. I don't know. All right, I'm rambling now, so I'm going to get out of here. Have a good night, my friends.